I want to bring up a couple of people just to read some letters from the people who are inside the prisons right now. They wrote letters from the jail cell. They wrote letters to support our bill at our public hearing. And so we want to make sure that their voices are amplified in public. So if I can have one person who has a letter, thank you, to come up and read that letter.
Thank you, Barbara. My name is Will. I'm with the ACLU Smart Justice. I'm going to be reading a letter from Victor Rodriguez. Right now, he's currently incarcerated in New Haven Correctional Institution. So I'll be reading that right now, his testimony. His testimony for the PROTECT Act, SB 1059. I'll be narrating it as he wrote it. My name is Victor Rodriguez. I'm a resident of New Haven, Connecticut, and I support the PROTECT Act 100%. At the moment, I'm currently incarcerated in New Haven Correctional Facility. I personally experienced prolonged isolation, first at Northern Correctional Institute, Unit 2 West, Cell 102, in October 2017. I was placed in cell restraints for 32 hours due to a mental health situation that was happening. I was mentally and emotionally torn apart. I was getting treated more like an animal than a human. To this day, I am scared and paranoid to speak to anyone about any type of problem I'm going through because I feel like I'll be placed in restraints again, or even worse. Being in the situation that I was caused me to have PTSD, it made my depression get worse than it was. No person should go through torture and pain that I've experienced, especially if one another already has a mental health illness. I support the act and it must be included in the bill. Sincerely, Victor Rodriguez, inmate number 416975. Thank you.
Have another person come up and read another letter.
Yes. Good morning. My name is Terry Ricks. I'm a Smart Justice leader with the ACLU Smart Justice. I'm going to read a letter from Carlos Baez. He says, testimony for the PROTECT Act. Read out loud. Bill number SB 1059. My name is Carlos Baez. I'm from Waterbury, and I strongly support the PROTECT Act. I am currently incarcerated. I have experienced prolonged isolation firsthand at Cheshire CI, where I was in a cell for 30 days all by myself. My request to be placed with another inmate was ignored. I witnessed other prisoners in cell restraints, and the sight was a hurtful thing to see. It's like they were animals. I also personally suffered from soft restraints, 4-point, in which was very torturing. Ending abusive restraints is essential to protect incarcerated people. I support this provision and it must be included in the bill. Carlos Baez, inmate number 340299. Please support the PROTECT Act bill. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to ask another person to come up and read a letter.
My name is Dale. I was asked to read this letter today. I'm a former resident of the Department of Corrections. This letter is by William McKinney out of New Haven Corrections. He says, I am currently incarcerated. I have experienced prolonged isolation at Northern CI, and I'm here at Osborne CI. When I was at NCI, I was in-celled over 30 times. Placed in cells covered in blood, feces, urine, and semen. I was always chained up for 22 hours, even if I had behaved. I was beaten by staff while I was chained and maced. They wouldn't allow me to wash off the chemicals agent, so I'd stay with it on my skin. I was burned for hours, the specimen for days. I was short-chained multiple times and forced to eat my food like this. I was humiliated most of the time. They would leave me naked, chained up in freezing cells. I had no meaningful social interaction, no contact with my family or friends for years. This created social anxiety and interpersonal issues that I still suffer from this today. I cannot keep a girlfriend or friends. I have very poor social skills. I have a hard time keeping a job. I can't be in crowds or rooms or events with a lot of people. I cannot stand in a line with people behind me or loud noise. Let's see. Sorry. Yeah, one of the distance blowing everywhere. And the worst of all, I don't have my glasses.
Oh, okay.
That's why I couldn't see. All right. Okay, now I can see. All right. It caused a feeling within me of impending doom. I thought at any moment I was going to be attacked. Looking at human beings in a cage all day caused long-term suffering and permanent damage. I found myself isolated inside my apartment. It was like I was still in prison. We need to end this isolation because people eventually come home and enter the community. DOC is ruining people's lives forever following these practices. I strongly recommend you pass this bill. Isolating people creates a public health issue. Imagine going from one extreme isolation to a total freedom and severe overload. I freaked out when I entered a grocery store, seeing all the colored people moving from around me. I perceived everyone as a threat. I was extremely paranoid and afraid all the time. It gave me mental health issues for life. Please pass this bill for all sake. And it says McKinley. Sincerely, McKinley.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience.
Thank you. Okay, do we have another letter? Okay, we have, what, 2 left? Because I know it is freezing out here. Okay, so we have 2 more letters, and I'm going to ask a couple of more people to say something. Then we're going to end this, and everybody can go home.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Timothy Fair. Briefly, just to say that myself has spent at least 3 decades incarcerated. I am today reading a testimony for the PROTECT Act, Senate Bill 1059, and I'm reading for Darnell Walker. My name is Darnell Walker. I'm from New Britain, and I strongly support the PROTECT Act. Currently incarcerated, I have experienced prolonged isolation firsthand at Northern CI, where the conduct of the staff is nothing less of white supremacy, to the point that even non-white staff just follow suit and fear to confront their colleagues. I've been shortchanged on in-cell restraints for up to 17 days, to the point I didn't even feel like a human being at times. At times, my human rights were so deeply violated, it felt as though I was living in a whole nother world or country, because the physical and mental pain I've suffered inside was none of the world in which I know to be the United States of America would approve of. The building was one of torture, one of a torture chamber of the mentally ill. The sane ill intents follow. The chronic discipline programming. Most prisoners obtain these mental illnesses once in these programs. Not only they're locked up all day, put in cell restraints for the simplest things, but they're also told not to talk on their tears, which cause a hate rebellion attitude towards others. Paranoia is another cause of the effect. Lack of transparency and accountability for misconduct of the staff make things worse. It only worsens the hate rebellion and the mentality illness. Ending abuse restraints is essential to protecting incarcerated people. I support this provision, and it must be included in the bill. Darnell Walker.
Okay, Ms. Cindy Prizio. One standard of justice for all people.
Okay, so I'm reading testimony for the Protect Act Bill SB 1059. My name is Joseph Stewart. I'm from New Haven, Connecticut, and I'm currently incarcerated in New Haven Correctional Center. I'm writing this testimony for the matter of abusive restraints. In 2015, while incarcerated in Osborne Prison, my back slipped a disc due to an injury I already have. I had to go to the hospital where I was treated and then released back to the Osborne Prison Hospital bed for 2 days. I was in a lot of pain after 2 days and was asked by the COs to leave. I told the officer that I was in a lot of pain and couldn't use the restroom properly. The COs told me that they didn't care about my back pain and said if I didn't get up, that they were going to cuff me behind my back and drag me on my belly. I was crawling to get to the next cell to avoid more injury while in cuffs. Also, I noticed they had no camera to record the situation. My point is that a lot of physical harm could be done when COs rough handle injured inmates and sometimes could lead to death. If we include the Protect Act in this bill, we may sure save some lives, so I support this bill strongly. Thank you. Joseph Stewart, inmate number 191943. And I just want to remind everybody, justice for some is not justice.